So thank you very much for hosting me, and it is an absolute pleasure to be on this platform. I really have enjoyed seeing the growth of this company. Actually, I've seen some of the advertisements, especially the quality in them, have really stand out. So a great effort on your behalf. I am Trisha Chapman. I am based in Dubai. I am Australian originally, and I'm the managing partner of Impressive CV. We focus on resumes, but we do offer many other alternative solutions to those who are applying for a promotion, and some B2B services, including high performance coaching. So I guess in today's day and age, I guess I'm old enough now to say that, but personal branding is obviously really, really important, either whether you're going from a job or from a job perspective, or just simply for networking. So this is what I have sort of mastered, I guess, quite quickly over the last 18 months to 2 years. I've really taken off, and I've used LinkedIn to support this.
We can see your screen, Trisha.
Okay, great, super.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I guess, so my presentation goes for a little under an hour. I'm quite flexible. If you do want, or if you have any questions during it, the audience here, I don't mind if you speak up rather than waiting at the end if you wanted me to touch base on it. But I guess before you get started generating business on your LinkedIn, you really need to optimize your profile so that prospects can find you anywhere in the world. So if you're not showing up at the top of the search results, then what potential prospects are searching for, you will never cross their radar. So it's really, really important to make sure that you are aware that even keywords will appear on a Google search, even for your LinkedIn profile. So the likes of your headings and the likes of your taglines are really important to be including keywords if you are wanting to be shown or found on a Google search. Now, this would be really important for those business owners. So I guess my motto is that you should work hard in silence and let the noise make or show your success. And what I mean by this is use digital tools to be able to highlight your value within the marketplace without you having to create noise. So for example, using keywords, making sure that you are digitally optimized so that in the background, you are being found without you physically having to put in the efforts, because it can become very tiresome and create burnout if you're constantly on the platform. So why LinkedIn and maybe not TikTok or Instagram, or that's worked for me? So LinkedIn has never been more powerful tool than any other business orientated, and everything that fuels the ascent of your personal brand that lives and breathes in this network. It's an online center for meeting people and sharing content, creating business relationships, and LinkedIn has got millions of users. I think there's over 570 or 590 million users across 200 different countries. So as you can see, it's a huge audience that you can target. So whether you are just going for a social platform that you want the numbers of followers, or you're trying to generate revenue, then market potential is phenomenal. 40% of LinkedIn members check their LinkedIn daily, if not twice daily. So again, it's a large, wide audience for you to be able to capture. Now, once you've got these people on your page, which I will discuss my strategies that have worked of how to do this, but once you've got them on your page, what is their experience? Now, I know this sounds like it's ridiculous and it's only a LinkedIn page, but at the end of the day, what do you want out of this platform? So whether it's revenue, you need to make sure that your customer has a good experience on your page, meaning Maybe you have got content that they want to download. Maybe you attended an event that you uploaded photos that they want to go to next time. Or maybe they see a job that you currently are in and they would like to ask your advice how to be part of that organization. So at the end of the day, it's all about the customer experience and how you strategize your page for the end user to be on. And by the way, I would probably never even think twice about these types of information if I wasn't a business owner. But when you're trying to generate a revenue or profits, you need to think and be quite strategic in what your page looks like. So it's easy to spend so much time focusing on your business that you don't invest enough time on your personal brand. So it's really important to remember that people buy from people, and if you have that humanly touch to your posts, to your content, then you will more likely engage your audience and further increase your sharing or your the user experience for them to come back to your content again. So it's really important to create a robust personal LinkedIn profile, and we can do that by the following. So contribute something of value to your target market. As we all know, social media is very similar to like a TV channel, just with a lower barrier to the entry. Would you watch a channel consisting mostly of self-promotional ads, or would you prefer content that is educational and interesting? Well, obviously, we all know that we want something interesting and to come back to. So I think it's really important to be able to understand the types of connections that we've got, and we'll go through this in detail, but there are first, second, and third connections that we should be reaching out to. And then this can build your audience quite quickly. Without a big audience, then you don't have the capacity to grow even bigger. And what I mean by this is, after the 5,000 follower mark, I grew quite quickly. And then once I reached 20,000 followers, I grew even more quickly. And now within the last, I think, month, I have hit over 41,000. So numbers do play an important role, and it is a numbers game. People do like seeing huge numbers, but at the end of the day, it's all about what you want to get out of the platform. So make sure that you test your content, have a look and see what's working. So over the last month, I know I've been sharing a lot more information, free templates, and this has worked really well for me. And perhaps this has contributed to a much quicker or rapid growth. But definitely test things. So timing, for example, whether you're posting at 7 or 8 a.m. versus 12 or 1 p.m. You just simply have to go back into the engagement section, and you can see how many likes, posts, likes, shares, or comments you have seen at the various times of the day. I think it's really important, and a lot of people are still doing this, but they're posting the link to an external website in their post. Now, if you take the end user off the LinkedIn platform, your post will less likely to engage with others. So the way the algorithm works, it's not shared among the platform. So put the links in the comments itself. I think it's important to post regularly. Now, in saying this, there is no golden rule. What has worked for me may not work for someone else. I know many influencers are posting 4 or 5 times a day, but for my 41,000 or something like this followers, posting twice a day maximum has worked for me. It's all about, the end of the day, the value that you bring. Now, don't assume that all of your connections can see your posts. It doesn't mean that it has reached everyone. So it's okay to recycle some content. Okay. Keep it professional. Me personally, now I was on a call, I think yesterday or the day before, and one of the guys was saying that he posts cats. Now, for me personally, Cats is not a professional content, but if it works for him and he's getting engagement, great. But for me personally, it's not what my audience wants. So what I'm trying to, I guess, reiterate is make sure that whoever your audience is, that you are posting the most appropriate content for them. So I guess as a professional woman or businesswoman as myself, LinkedIn should play a big part in my personal branding strategy. I always try to share my knowledge and my values through digital content and showcase my experience building on relationships. And then this is how I have stood out from the crowd. I try to make sure that I know the platform. So like the back end of things, settings, upcoming releases, what's new, what's being phased out, what's the algorithm, what's happening. So if you keep informed with the platform updates, then you're more likely to do well. And then you can empower your audience as well. And people love information. So if you keep abreast of the current literature or knowledge, then you can share this on, and then this will then be shared among your network and then their network. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's, is there any questions, by the way? I should, nope. Okay, so how do we make a good profile? So what I would really recommend is having a strong tagline. Now, what this means is, if you can see in the red box, but it's some keywords or phrases that really showcase or highlight what you do, whether it's like yourself or what your business does, and what you are capable of doing for your clients. So from a business perspective, what can I do for you? Or from, if I'm not a business owner, what I'm doing in my current workplace. So a strong tagline not only ranks highly in Google searches, but it also makes the audience want to read the lower parts to your page. I also would recommend that you to have a nice background photo, not only professional photo, but the, you know, the blue, I think the standard LinkedIn is the blue background. Get rid of this, guys. I mean, if you don't know how to change this, it's very, very easy to do, but I would strongly recommend removing this. Don't waste this space to say available for opportunities or open to new opportunities. You can use this, you can change this in the settings, and then recruiters can automatically see this. So I would highly recommend you to use these spaces for eye-catching and engaging content. It's really important to have a nice image. I think the difference between Facebook and Instagram, you can sort of have something fun and quite jovial, which I do agree. I mean, it's at the end of the day, we all have a freedom of speech, but it's a professional platform. Try to keep it to the audience that you are trying to attract. So if you are a PT or in the fitness industry, okay, you can have a professional fitness photo, but don't be putting, you know, a bodybuilding image of you if you are a salesman. So keep it concurrent to what your industry is. So now that the prospect has landed on your profile, you need to speak to their needs and make sure that they take action in whatever action that could be. Again, it could be dropping you a DM, you know, an inbox, or it could be commenting or liking on your post or sharing. But whatever that action is, make sure that it's something that you want them to be doing. So it does, it is important to be driving the right message, even on the profile or executive summary, which is like your elevator pitch. So include keywords in this summary. Again, it will help with Google optimization, but it makes sure that it drives traffic and interests to your posts and your page, I guess. So it can be used as a resume as well. So making sure that you are selecting the right words in case you are presenting yourself as a job seeker, or whether you are a business person, or simply you just having the page for your own social means. But at the end of the day, it's people care about what you can do for them. So try to use words that are quite descriptive and maybe heavily focused on adjectives, but don't talk about yourself too much in the past tense. Highlight the experiences and achievements that you have done that would then benefit the next employer or the next business person or whoever you are trying to attract. I think that's probably one of the biggest mistakes I see is people talking about themselves. I am this, I am that, but showcase what you could bring to an organization. Okay, so as I was mentioning before, the different types of connections existing. So the algorithm has lately changed in terms of showcasing content to these various connections, but in a nutshell, first degree connections, these are the people who you are connected with directly. So you know them and they know you. You can see their content and they can see your content. So it's reciprocal. Versus a second degree connection, these people are connected to your first degree connection, and you'll see a little icon next to their name. So it means you haven't connected with them. They are connected with one of your first connections. I hope that makes sense. And then the third degree, now these means that these people are connected to your second degree connections. It's a little bit tricky, but feel free to screenshot the image if you want. But either way, it's really important to reach out to these people because they can see your various connections, which means it's going to be an easy sell or an easy connection, an easy ad, an easy follower. Okay, so I would recommend going through your prospects. So for example, if I am trying to sell Coca-Cola, I would want to make sure that I reach out to all of these various connections and discuss Coca-Cola, because at some point they are all connected to that topic, okay? And they can see that. So it's an easy way to gain business or gain traction in your network. Okay, so I had a discussion yesterday regarding metrics and whether they are important. So LinkedIn doesn't quite offer a lot or strong amounts of metrics, meaning you can view people who have viewed your post, engagement levels, the number of shares, the number of likes, all of these types of things, and how much impact it has on someone's business. Now, these are referred to as vanity metrics. And what that means is, are they important? Do they increase or support business growth? So many people think that vanity metrics don't really measure anything. It's just a feeling of pride. You know, I've got 1,000 likes. And for example, maybe this might make it a little bit more clear, but Instagram now in certain countries has removed the feature to be able to view the number of likes that they've got on a post. Now, this is what vanity metrics are. To me, I am of the opinion this works for me and I use them because for me it shows what my audience wants. It shows them what they like and what they want more of. So yes, vanity metrics are maybe something that doesn't really matter. Who cares how many likes you've got? But for me as a business owner, I know what my audience wants, and that then strategizes what I need to be using for the future posts.
I have a comment, Trisha, right here. These metrics, do you have them in any profile or because you have a premium package?
Do you know what? I actually don't. I don't have premium anymore. I thought downsizing and cost, as in reducing as many costs. I don't have premium, and I don't foresee the need to have it at the minute. So now my vanity metrics are even less than what I had as a premium member. But at the end of the day, you still get a few. You still get the number of followers. You get the number of shares still on the basic plan. You can see your follower demographics. But at the end of the day, I can still gauge what type of content is being liked even off this basic content. I receive a lot of inboxes about whether premium is important to have, and I can tell you at 41,000 followers and I don't have LinkedIn Premium, you can still do well.
Okay.
There are many tools available like Sales Navigator that you could pay to have, but for me personally, I have done quite well off the basic plan.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Also, there are many external apps and programs that you can run metrics through if this is something that you are extremely interested in. I think there is a program called Leonard, or Leonard, something like this. But there are huge numbers of, tools that you can use to run metrics, because LinkedIn doesn't offer significant amounts of it. I just enlarged this screen again if anyone wanted to take screenshots of it, but these are the types of metrics that I do focus on, the top 3 being my personal winning approach, because then I can target them. So what I would do is, I know who has viewed my profile. I can then go back into those people and drop them a DM, a message, and say that I'm reaching out to them. How are they? Whether I'm never trying to do a cold sale, I'm just making a connection. Maybe I look on their profile and see that they like Chelsea football, and then I would simply drop them a connection request and say, hello, I noticed you like Chelsea. Did you see their latest game last weekend? Even if I don't even like soccer or football. It's just a way to connect with them, and it makes it feel personalized, and you never know, once they start reading your content, they could all of a sudden need your services. So the difference between followers and connections. Now, again, I did put a lot of content on this on purpose, but you may want to take a screenshot of this, because the difference being that followers and connections, you're allowed to have a maximum of 30,000 connections to your profile, which then means that they can see your content, but you can't see theirs. So a follower means that you can see both content. You can see theirs and they can see yours. A connection means it's only one-way view. So if I'm a connection with Abdullah, I can see Abdullah's content, but Abdullah can't see mine if we're not connected. Okay? So you must be either followers to be able to see reciprocal, or both be connected. I hope that makes sense. And why is that important? Because in terms of engagement and in terms of selling something, or in terms of sharing free content, you obviously want to have a wider audience. So consistency is something really, really important, I think, in terms of content. You want to make sure that your followers are receiving consistent content so that they can share it among their own network, which then at the end of the day will increase your connections, your connection requests, and ultimately, as a business person, your purchasing power. Okay, so quality versus content. As I mentioned before, I only post roughly twice a day, but to be honest, there's no golden rule. There's no perfect post. I think just post as it comes. Don't focus too much attention on it unless you're giving away a free tool. I highly recommend, if giving something away free, that you make it the best it possibly can be. And what I mean by this is, if you receive a crappy template, do you think you are likely to go and do business with that person again if you receive something that is of low quality standard? Probably not. Versus if I receive something, and yes, it's free, that's got a wow factor, I would be likely to return to that person. So although it may be a cost, a high cost, for example, maybe a CV, a completed resume for me, maybe, close to $300. Yes, I'm giving that away to a huge amount of audience free. But at the end of the day, are they going to require help or assistance, or maybe they use the CV but want interview preparation? Who are they more than likely going to come back to for guidance? Where they got the template from, more than likely. So some business people maybe don't agree with this, giving away free content that is, of high value, but it has worked for me, and people get a little bit maybe confronted or overwhelmed, or they want to really succeed. So they come back to me with help or guidance for that template, and then I can create an even better one with a personalized touch. So I think that's something that I'm quite passionate about, providing quality content. I don't give things away free, but when I do, I make sure it's something everyone wants. And then you've got the likes of pillar content. And what this means is that it is your bread and butter. So something that that's people know you as. So for example, impressive CV, resumes. So if people want to come onto the platform for resume advice, I would hope that they would remember impressive CV, or job seeker tips and tricks. Now, to build a relationship with people, I have a weekend wisdom, which means that I talk about content completely away from resumes and job seeker tips on the weekends, which then I try to create a rapport with these people to see that, hey, I do have a life outside of impressive CV. And then they get to know me a little bit more, which is at the end of the day, which is what personal branding is. So I guess try to think of it as well as lurkers. I'm not sure if you've heard of this word, but lurkers means that there's people that are interested in your service, but not really, or interested in your content, but they're not extremely focused on it. So put a little bit of content away from your bread and butter or your pillar will attract these lurkers. So it means that you're not as narrow-minded. I think I've made myself clear. So lurkers means that there's people out there who don't really love something that you are totally passionate about, but you still want to attract those people to your content. So at the end of the day, there are more lurkers, and you can see by that little graph that I put, there are more lurkers than any other category of people. So you want to make sure that you're capturing these people at the end of the day. Okay. So giving people reasons to engage, right? So why would we want to be making sure that once they get to your page, what are they going to do? So it's important to build your strategy. So what do you want from your audience? Therefore, you can create content that you want to drive the traffic to. Okay. And one way to be doing this is your headline, which I guess I did already touch on. But symbols is another important thing to note. Symbols in your tagline will not interfere with any ATS. People are quite worried about ATS, which is a true and legitimate reason, applicant tracking software. But symbols in a LinkedIn profile will not affect this. If they're in the resume, yes, they will. But for your LinkedIn profile, you can have some numbers, symbols, metrics. And this, at the end of the day, will drive attention to your page. Okay, so I just want to take you back on a little bit of LinkedIn history, like as in algorithm and where it's at now, because I think it's it is more difficult to gain followers and connections than it was before, and I'll show you why. So back in 2018, for large parts of even 2019, LinkedIn was just amazing for anyone to be able to understand and create interesting premium quality content. Um, this used to be able to generate millions of views. Like literally, I would even myself a couple of months ago would have 30,000 views on like basic posts. Nowadays, I'm lucky to even reach 5,000. So why is all of this happening? Because there was a huge experiment from LinkedIn to roll out across the platform. And at the time, LinkedIn noticed that there was a huge problem. People were seeing LinkedIn only as a CV database. So that was heavily focused on recruitment purposes. So instead of logging onto their LinkedIn account daily, it was or more than 2 or 3 times daily, I should say, like we do on Facebook or Instagram. It was just daily. So the number of times end users were logging in to check the platform was far less compared to other social media platforms. So what they did was, for their algorithm purposes, they created the ability to have videos to be highly perceived or shared by other users, which means that videos were really encouraged. So writing posts have less engagement than what videos do, which encourages more and more people to be creating and logging on to the platform more readily than just once, maybe maximum of twice a day. Because if more people are able to produce intriguing and engaging content, then the more times they are likely to log on. So this reduces the overall amount of singular views. I hope that makes sense, but in terms of, I know it sounds complicated, but when you think about it, if you've got more views, you've got more people on your page, which means they're going to be able to take a call to action, more so than if you've only got a quarter of the numbers. So there are many tools available that you can reply on LinkedIn automated. Do I agree and do I use this? No, I reply everything manually. Why? Because the algorithm is really, really smart. It is able to pick up what is automated and what is done by a human. And then it favors humanistic touch. So at the end of the day, engagement is really important. So you would prefer human touch to it. Okay. Okay, so coming to what's new on LinkedIn, which has been around for about a month now. But LinkedIn newsletters, they're a recent add-on to the platform. Also, LinkedIn Live has been released. Anyone can apply for it. It does. They do calculate how many followers, what type of content you are producing, but before it was only limited to those influencers. Now anyone can apply for it, and they will judge whether you are appropriate to have that feature or not. So prioritizing or reprioritizing what content is available is then supported the algorithm and people's ability to use different features, such as the newsletter, LinkedIn events, live streaming, posts, articles. All of this, therefore, is what's contributing to a reduced number of views to one's posts. But definitely I would recommend jumping on LinkedIn newsletters. It's a great tool that they have released. Not many people are using this, but I think it really will be able to capture engagement and showcase all of these events that you have been doing. Okay, so I'm coming to the last of my slide deck, but selling and upscaling. So how have I done quite well on this platform? And to be honest with you, I've had LinkedIn for about 5 years, but it's only been in the last 2 that I have decided to convert it to a business side of things. So going from an average of 20 to 25 CVs to roughly 60 with a team of 4 has enabled me to drive business and be successful. All of my ladies are driving the same messages that I am. We all have a consistent brand and the type of content that we deliver, and we all try to drive the traffic away from LinkedIn to my website. So we will build the trust and reputation on the platform and then drive the traffic in the comments to the website itself, which is where we can convert. So having 4 people reiterating the same important message, such as the importance of having an optimized LinkedIn profile, CVs, where you can find the latest job postings, all of this types of content, means that with the same message, I'm driving traffic to the business globally. So I'm based in Dubai. I've got ladies in Australia, Indonesia, and Philippines. So obviously our audience is now quite big. So that's B2C. And then a B2B, I have partnered with other companies. So for example, I have got CV writing offered on 4 different recruitment agencies. And then as a result, it's like a commission based. So if resumes or jobs are coming from their website and they're referring it to me, then we will get a commission. If they're receiving a candidate from one of my talent pools, then I receive a commission. So as with 4 of us doing this and building B2B models as well in our various regions, I have become successful quite quickly. I mean, I'm not huge, but in 2 years to have done what I have done, I'm quite proud. And yeah, so I guess maybe what my take home message would be is that it's really important to be avoiding burnout. I think LinkedIn is a platform that you can be on more than Facebook or Instagram if you are a business owner, because at the end of the day, that's where the money is. For me, I'm focused for business, but I'm there to gain business. So the more I'm on it, the more likely I am to have business. But I need to be aware, and people need to be aware, I guess, that burnout is a significant factor. And I think we shouldn't be on the platform, 24/7. It shouldn't be affecting your relationships, or you should having, a clear time that after say 8 p.m., no more LinkedIn or no more digital technology. So I think it's really important to instill these habits within your family or within your business model. So these are a couple of the partners that I have signed deals with. I have a couple more in the pipeline, but I think B2B is the way to go if you are trying to succeed business-wise, but it's very easy B2C. It's very easy to generate income once you have established a relationship with your audience, and that's the key. So I will leave the floor to any questions.
Thank you, Trisha. I will start with the few questions that I have from my side, and I see in the audience that we have already one question. Please prepare your questions. Don't hesitate. Yeah, actually, Trisha, what is the best and easiest CTA call to action that you can do in order to trigger any income or any potential monetization from your audience?
Building trust. So really, you need to be the face of the business. Don't hide behind the camera. I think it's important people buy from people. They're more likely to go ahead with the sale if they have seen your face or have seen what you can do. For example, another thing that has worked quite well for me is showing feedback, like testimonials, or maybe sending a short video message from one of my successful clients who's been placed with the job and posting this so that others can see that you do have success in their field. But I think definitely, and this is why personal LinkedIn does well compared to business pages. You'll often find, and mine is a classic example, I'm very successful compared to my business page. I have spent hardly any time on my business page trying to grow it because I know people will buy from people.
Yes, I think this element answers Abdullah's question, who wanted to know for sales activities, is it from your personal or company profile? Another question from my side, Trisha. For people who never use LinkedIn, but they have already a good amount of followers, like 1K, 2K, or even 5K, but they never used this gold mine that LinkedIn is. So how to start actually? Because you are kind of invisible or sleeping, and even your audience. So how to shake up this potential, this crowd? What is the step by step that we should follow?
Yeah, good question. So I think I will give two answers. You need to work out what you want. What message do you want your followers to be able to see? So whether you are a CV writer, for example, so your content needs to reflect that. You need to be consistent with this content and show the value that you offer compared to others in your industry. So I think it's really, really important not to hide behind that camera. I know I've said it before, but get people to know you. Even if you've never met them before, you want to feel as if they're your friend or your acquaintance, or you have developed a nice rapport with them. So I think this would be my piece of advice for those who are lurking around the 3-5K followers. Strategize what content you want to consistently deliver to your audience and get them to know you.
Okay, hoping that they will that we will get some engagement from them, because they were used to have us like quiet. I have another question regarding affiliate marketing on LinkedIn, and actually it's a kind of like we have in this page, the partnership that you are doing. So affiliate marketing is a kind of partnership as well. So can you
Yeah.
you lost me. I wanted to mute Mr. Wafi. Sorry. So I repeat my question. Affiliate marketing on LinkedIn and the partnership that you are doing,
Yes.
can you make it more easy actually to start with for people who...
Absolutely. So I didn't start out doing B2B or affiliate marketing originally. I think it is a way to organically grow your advertising. So whenever any of these companies have events, they will post either my name or my business name on their event, which means that, and I have signed a contract with them that whenever I have an event coming, I showcase there, or I say that they are a sponsor of mine, and then this organically grows your audience. In terms of affiliate marketing, I'm not doing any type of like paid per lead or pay per click. It is purely advertising rights, and then so having my brand on their website as well. So if I receive a referral from them, or one of my candidates is referred on to them. So it's just purely about website marketing to then create, whether it's a passive or active income as a result.
And how to find the best affiliate marketing or the best partner to your field?
Good question. So it's important to do the research, find out who is a market leader, who already has a quite a big follower base, or maybe that you see that they have a lot of potential. For example, there's a lot of AI recruitment companies that are establishing. So they will be the future. So it's a great idea to get on board with them early. Now that I am relatively big on this platform, I'm finding that I am being chased for affiliate marketing or affiliate reciprocal advertising rights. So if you get your content right, work it out, you will find that you don't have to do the work in terms of LinkedIn advertising. But for businesses, I would like bigger businesses, bigger organizations, I would say do your research, find out who is a market leader and convince them why you would benefit to be with them.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I see we have a question in the chat from our friend Shoaib Ahmed, sorry. What is the use of Sales Navigator? And I saw it's not for company pages, it's just for personal profile, whereas we want to grow company page.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't use Sales Navigator. It's not specifically for me. I'm not solely focused on sales. I could make it work and maybe it's something I will explore, but it has a different search engine. So you can plug in or you can enter different specifics compared to the back end or the usual LinkedIn search engine. And also it allows for tagging or saving. You know, you can set certain saves or reminders for you to be able to reach out to those people again. And it gives you different options for that LinkedIn Premium has got versus Sales Navigator. So you don't have limited amount or fixed number of inboxes that you can send. The Sales Navigator, once you've purchased it, you can reach out to a certain amount of people unlimited.
Okay, thank you. We have another question from Soheb Hassan this time. Trisha, did you share about LinkedIn events?
Yeah, yes.
Indeed, but not in
Little bit.
Yeah.
If you want to turn your microphone on, please feel free.
Yes, you can unmute yourself, but I will unmute you, Soheb. It just take a while. If you can do it from your side, I think it's faster. Yes. Hello, Soheb.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So just want to thank Trisha for your wonderful information. Because I joined a little bit late, and so it's good. Like if you have already spoken about LinkedIn events, because I think this feature has been rolled out just recently. So I really would like to have your insights on it. But glad that you have shared it. And then maybe once you guys, if are going to upload it on, somewhere, then maybe I can take a look back and go through your thoughts on LinkedIn event. But yeah, LinkedIn events are also a good a tool to share your business, your services, and also to market yourself. But really wanted to have your insights on it. But I'll get back maybe. Are you going to post this at somewhere, like on YouTube? Will it be available?
The replay, we will share the replay with our attendees, yes.
Okay, all right, that's great. Perfect.
So I guess maybe in summary, I can summarize it, but it's got it's the ability to create and share an online and offline events.
Okay, all right.
It allows creating a dedicated events page and then any like webinars or multi-day conferences. And I think maybe you have got some up and going in the coming weeks.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
I have a question. Is LinkedIn events equal to LinkedIn Lives, or it's something completely different?
No, it's a different feature. It's a completely different feature. And as far as I am aware, everyone has got the ability to access this versus LinkedIn Live. You have to have permission or permission to be able to have this feature.
Trisha, you advanced my questions.
Just to update, we also have a LinkedIn event on our LinkedIn page as well.
Good. Do we have any other questions in the audience? Feel free, we have only a few minutes left. Actually, it's the time, but we can take one more question. Surayo, Sayed, Bassam, do you have any question to Trisha? She's an expert, don't be shy.
I typed my question. This is Rayo on the chat, but I thought I would just go online to make it quicker for Trisha. Basically, I want to know what is the best way to prospect for your leads if you are targeting a B2B businesses with travel agents abroad.
Good question. I think you need to reach to them personally. So find out who the company employees are, engage in their content, make a search, find out who's employed in their company, make a search, start commenting on their posts, like, share, get them to recognize who is this lady, and then engage in conversations on an inbox, and then request for their email where you can convert the lead off LinkedIn. But I think it's important to be noticed. So pay attention, drop them an inbox to say, look, I really like this post that you made. Could you provide some insights as to why you thought like this? And then get them engaged in a conversation, which will then create a warm trust amongst them.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Or perhaps it's better to create your own post. It's like easier to create something that is relevant to the current situation and connected to the industry, so that it makes them connect to you through the relevance of the topic that you initiate on the platform.
Definitely you can do this. I think it's good to do both. I know myself and Sohaib probably the same. Once you start getting tagged in hundreds of posts, though, you begin to ignore, you don't know what's important or what you should interact with. So I think rather than tagging them all the time, try to engage them on their posts, because people read their own profiles more than what they're tagged in.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for your
welcome. You're most welcome.
insight. Thank you.
What about the hashtags, Trisha? Shall we use them like we are using them on Instagram, or?
Yeah, sure, definitely. I mean, people search hashtags. I don't know, maybe if it's an underutilized tool, but I think I would definitely include them. I always include hashtag impressive CV. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's marketing. You'll know that it's affiliated to your brand and recognized. And if people like you or want to know you, they will search for that hashtag. If they couldn't find a post that maybe you did a few months ago, they can search for hashtag impressive CV. So I think it's an underutilized tool, but it is important to include them.
Thank you, Trisha. Thank you so much for all those this amazing input and advices. We can take one last question, because the topic we know is very, very interesting and very valuable, and then we will close. So who has any questions or comments? Maybe don't hesitate. Feel free. Bassam, Sayed, Abdullah. No one? You're sure?
Thank you so much.
I can probably go ahead with another question that I have on my head.
Feel free.
Please.
Basically, we're in the stage where our market trends are transforming to from B2B to B2C, because of we need to consider the current situation with and then it's easier to identify what are the needs when you're targeting when you're talking to people, when you're engaging to people's. So what is the best technique to target B2C on LinkedIn?
In terms of engagement, trying to get them to purchase your products?
Yeah. Suppose I was I'm offering travel industry services, and then now I want to focus on B2C. How can I use LinkedIn as a platform to prospect my leads?
So at the end of the day, exactly what I've been covering is that it's a personal brand. So use the platform to build a relationship and a rapport with your audience, to feel that they have gained trust to be able to purchase something off you. So for example, if I wanted to buy a ticket to Australia and I couldn't find anything online or book a holiday, am I more than likely to purchase something that has popped up on a paid advertisement, or am I more likely to to seek help and advice from someone that I've had a couple of conversations with on LinkedIn or any platform for that matter, regarding Australian trips, of course I'm going to go back to the person. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, you just try to create a relationship with the target audience. So be a subject matter expert. So no matter what your industry is, be the expert in that industry. Know it in and out at like the back of your hand, because then people will have your trust. And at the end of the day, to open your wallets, that's what you need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand. Only thing is that like it's hard to shift when you're focusing on B2B initially, and then you're suddenly targeting B2C because you're trying to understand new market needs.
Yes.
You don't want to lose your initial branding. Like if I'm known as a, this is the challenge that I think many are going through.
I absolutely agree, but people will get it. So you can say, in light of COVID-19 or in light of recent events, this is my thoughts, and then change your strategy a little bit. But I think it's important to involve your team, so you're all having a consistent message, so that then it's unified.
Yeah. And thanks a lot for your insights, Trisha.
Thank you, Sorayu. I can
most welcome.
Comment.
Thanks.
When as a business owner, you can simply add new services with or without COVID, and it's just it takes time. It's a transition time. So just be patient. It will not be done in one day for sure. Thank you all for your time. Thank you, Trisha, for this amazing and valuable presentation. I hope it helped everybody. Tomorrow we have another session with social media with Shoaib, so don't hesitate to come back to us. And thank you all for your time. And here you have the contact from Trisha, and you can check her website, Impressive TV. And yes, so thank you all for your time, and have a nice day.
Thank you so much, team. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abdallah. Thank you, Samusha.
Thank you, Trisha.
Take care. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.